Thank you, and welcome. My name is Chris Froh, and I teach percussion here in the Department of Music. You've just heard the first movement of Steve Reich's drumming, featuring two very talented students from our music department, Jacob Holliday and Sienna Watson, both of the class of 2018. And may I just say what a tremendous honor it is for us to be among the inaugural performers here in the Ann E. Pitzer Center. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our university's interim chancellor to open our dedication ceremony for this absolutely fantastic hall. Yes. There's not an applause cue in my script, but I'll allow that. Interim Chancellor Ralph J. Hexter is a distinguished professor of classics and comparative literature. As the top institutional leader and primary public representative of UC Davis, including our health system in Sacramento, Interim Chancellor Hexter oversees all aspects of the university's mission of teaching, research, and public service. Throughout his career, he has made it a priority to foster excellence across the full range of disciplines and professions, and to promote equal opportunity, diversity, and inclusion for students, faculty, and staff. Interim Chancellor Hexter came to UC Davis in 2011 as Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor, the university's Chief Academic Officer, and second in command of the university's administration. Prior to that, he was President of Hampshire College in Amherst, Massachusetts, and Executive Dean of the College of Letters and Science at UC Berkeley. He's a founding member of LGBTQ Presidents in Higher Education, a member of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. He is the ideal leader to dedicate the Pitzer Center today. And now will you please join me in warmly welcoming Interim Chancellor Ralph Hexter.
Thank you, Chris, for that very, very generous introduction. And thank you to the musicians for a remarkable performance. What a way to begin our dedication ceremony of the new Ann E. Pitzer Center. Before we move on to the dedication proper, I want to express the university's and my personal gratitude to the many generous and determined souls who've made it possible for the Ann E. Pitzer Center to grow from a dream to this gorgeous performance and teaching hall. To all these extraordinary individuals, those who are with us today and those who are with us in spirit, thank you. Unfortunately, we don't have time today to call out everyone who has helped us to realize this dream. But let me acknowledge a few of the many who've helped us. First, those individuals who have sponsored this outstanding facility through leadership-level gifts. Ralph and Claire-Lee Eliza Bulkley, Kern and Elizabeth Holloman, Natalie and Malcolm McKenzie, Rosalie Vanderhoff, and with us in spirit, Larry Vanderhoff, and finally, Barbara K. Jackson, who's unfortunately unable to be with us today. Next, I want to recognize the generosity of Grace and Grant Noda. We hope that you enjoyed entering the hall through the beautiful Grace and Grant Noda lobby. I also want to recognize the instrumental roles played in this project by two former campus leaders, Chancellor Emerita Linda Katehi and former Dean of Humanities, Arts, and Cultural Studies, Jessie Ann Owens. As the final acknowledgement in this very inadequate list, we're honored to be in the company of the family of Ann E. Pitzer, who made the crowning gift to complete this project. As I look around this hall, I can't help but think how much Ann would have loved this very beautiful space. To you, Ann's family, I extend our deepest gratitude for everything you have contributed to our campus and for taking the time to be with us on this special day. Now, let me say a few words about the extraordinary individual after whom this extraordinary center is named. Ann's loyalty and devotion to UC Davis were both exceptional and deeply personal. Though she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Home Economics at UC Davis some time ago, in 1958 to be precise, she never stopped thinking of UC Davis students as her classmates. Even as her professional pursuits took her away from our university, She thought about those classmates currently on campus and also the generations that followed. She wanted every undergraduate to receive the same enriching experience that she had enjoyed, so she created the Ann E. Pitzer Scholarship. She wanted all students to be able to have an international experience and become global ambassadors for UC Davis, so she created the Ann E. Pitzer Study Abroad Endowment. She understood the value of sharing her time and vision, so she volunteered to serve on the UC Davis Foundation Board of Trustees. And when she learned that there was an opportunity to build a new music recital hall that would give the campus an intimate performance space and also increase the number of teaching and practice rooms for music students, Anne stepped up to make it possible. Truly, Anne's rare spirit and love for the arts, as well as her generosity and her very big heart, are eloquently expressed in the beautiful new facility we celebrate today. Here I must mention that Anne's story is also in part one of belonging to an exceptional family, one devoted to both higher education and philanthropy. The Pitzer legacy lives on at UC Davis in so very many ways. I must also mention, because some of you may not know this, the path to today's education is a story in itself, a long story, in fact, as this hall has been decades in the making, and also a story of challenges, large and small. But fortunately for us, the enthusiasm for this building and the programs it will support never waned. And look where it's gotten us. We now have magnificent new spaces that will benefit both music students and music lovers. When we broke ground for this building in May of 2014, we had the pleasure of listening to a musical piece composed by one of our own faculty members, Professor Ross Bauer. It was aptly titled, "In the Midst of It All." The musicians of the department's new music Empyrean Ensemble played this piece almost exactly where they sit now. It's now my great pleasure to bring things full circle and turn the program over to Ross and the ensemble. Quite appropriately, they will treat us to an encore performance of In the Midst of It All, but this time in our wonderful new recital hall.
Good morning. I'm Susan Kaiser, Interim Dean of Humanities, Arts, and Cultural Studies, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for the wonderful performance, and thanks to all of you who've so generously donated to this amazing facility. This has truly been a collective labor of love. This includes every member of the music department faculty, and this opening would not be possible without all of you. I also want to specifically thank several university leaders who set the stage for this center many years ago. As we've heard, Jessie Ann Owens, music professor and former dean of the Division of Humanities, Arts, and Cultural Studies, D. Kern Holloman, distinguished professor and conductor emeritus of music, and music professor Henry Spiller, who was the music department chair during building construction. Maureen Miller, Debbie Wilson, and all of the incredible arts administrative staff and music staff and all of you have helped to make the Ann E. Pitzer Center the place that it is. This beautiful new facility will enrich teaching and learning, not only for music students, but also for students from across the campus who will take classes here. Exposing them to music is a vital part of the campus. It will also be a welcoming, comfortable, I'm sure you noticed that, and wonderfully sounding venue for those who attend our music programs from across the university and throughout the region. The Department of Music is part of the Division of Humanities, Arts, and Cultural Studies, which itself is part of the College of Letters and Sciences, the largest college at the university. Every student, regardless of his or her major, has an encounter with letters and science through classes in English, ethnic studies, sociology, philosophy, writing, history, and the sciences. The college is the place where faculty and students and alumni from every college and department come together, where our well-respected and well-known interdisciplinary approaches to critical and creative problem solving take place. This building and the music department are part of what makes this place, UC Davis, unique. The Ann E. Pitzer Center becomes part of a larger picture of UC Davis's highlighting of the importance of the arts in placemaking, in making the campus what it is. The university's Gateway Arts District began taking shape with the opening of the Robert and Marguerite Mondavi Center for the Performing Arts nearly 15 years ago. In just 2 months, the new Jan Schrimm and Maria Manetti Schrimm Museum of Art opens just across the street from the Mondavi Center. The Pitzer Center is at the other end of that district, linked to it by the beautiful and celebrated UC Davis Arboretum. The path along the Arboretum from the Schrimm Museum and Mondavi Center takes one past the Wyatt Pavilion Theater of the Department of Theater and Dance, the oldest building on campus and celebrating its 110th anniversary next year. And Nelson Hall, location of the Della Davidson Performance Studio, former home to the Nelson Gallery and the future home of the C.N. Gorman Museum that showcases contemporary Native American and Indigenous art. Next door to this beautiful new center we are in is the rugged stalwart of the art department, Temporary Building 9. TB9, as we affectionately call it, originally the studio of the renowned artist Robert Arneson, is the place where so much UC Davis art innovation flourished in the 1960s. Its important history was recognized earlier this year when it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. All of these places, and more importantly, the people who occupy them, will take us to a new level of creative research and engagement. Our unique physical environment and academic collaborations will be further enhanced with the recent selection of UC Davis as the new home for Imagining America, artists and scholars in public life. Imagining America is a consortium of 100 universities that aim to foster democracy and to advance publicly engaged scholarship, drawing on the methodologies of the arts, humanities, and design. Its goal and our goal is to empower artists and scholars to thrive and contribute to community action and revitalization. Thank you again for all you have done to make the Ann E. Pitzer Center a reality. And now, I am honored to introduce John Pitzer, the brother of Ann. He will speak on behalf of the Pitzer family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean Kaiser. I very much appreciate this opportunity to give you a few words about my sister, but more importantly, a few words in her behalf. I'm one of Ann's two brothers. My more experienced, more mature brother is sitting here in the front row, as are about 30 members of Ann's extended family. We're all thrilled to be here to take part in this ceremony and just see what this wonderful building is and to see what the possibilities are. Of course, we would all much rather have Ann here doing this herself. She, of course, would be thrilled to see it. But more importantly, she'd be up here giving this speech and I'd be down there sitting and listening to it. But that said, I can guess pretty well what she would have said if she were here and doing this. First, she would have said, "What's all the fuss about?" All I'm doing is giving a little bit back to Davis of what it gave to me many years ago, with about 50-some years of compound interest, but still, all I'm doing is repaying what Davis gave me. That is, when she was here in the 1950s, she didn't just learn new things, she gained new opportunities, new experiences, new ways of thinking, and most importantly, confidence to go out into the world and practice those things. So, having gotten that out of the way, she said the real people we need to thank are all the other very generous donors that made this building possible. As Chancellor Hexter told us, many of them are on the wall in the lobby, so please go out and look at that lobby and see those names, and if some of them are here with us today, and if you meet them, please say thank you on Ann's behalf. I don't think this would be possible without many, many other people. And would also want to thank all the people here at the university that made this possible. First, to have the vision of having such a center and what it could do for everybody, but then to collect all the resources necessary to design it and to construct it. With that out of the way, Ann would conclude with some incomprehensible stammering, most likely, about what this building means to her and what she thinks the building could mean to everybody else. For Ann was not a musician in any sense of the word. My knowledge of the technical aspects of music is about zero, but I think I knew more than she did. Nevertheless, she listened and loved to listen to music all of her life. One example is she was a longtime subscriber to the San Diego Symphony and its chamber music subsidiary. And another much more important example is in the 1950s, she introduced me to Frank Sinatra. So through that lifetime of listening and experiencing music, she knew what the power of music was to transform people's lives, introduce new ways of thinking, and one special way is its ability to turn conflict into discussion. So I think she would conclude by saying it doesn't matter whether you compose music, perform it, study it, teach it, write about it, or like her, just listen to it. Everyone who comes into this building and avails themselves of the services this building provides will leave the building a better person. And so in making the contributions she did to this building, she not only was saying, I'm just giving back something to Davis, she was giving back to Davis in a way that she thought would open new opportunities to today's students and the future students, and give them new ways of thinking, new experiences, and give them the confidence to go out into the world and do new and important things. And in doing that, she was giving in exactly the same way her study abroad fund is giving, because she traveled widely throughout her life all around the world to many places I never thought of going, and she always came back just wondering about the new culture and different society that she encountered and how she interacted and learned how people may think differently, act differently, dress differently, talk differently, but we're all pretty much the same underneath all of that. And the more that people can travel abroad and experience different societies and different ways of life, the better everybody will be. And therefore she established that study abroad fund. And so I will conclude today by saying that as on behalf of other members of the Pitzer Family Foundation, we are very happy to announce that we have today made a substantial addition to that study abroad fund so that even more Davis students will have the opportunity to study abroad unrestricted by financial constraints. Thank you very much. Now let's get on to the real business with listening to more music, and I think Mozart is the next one up. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Carol Hess. I'm a professor in the music department and the newly minted department chair. In 1994, I became the first person to earn a doctorate from the music department at UC Davis. I got a tenure-track job. I taught in another state for several years, and then in 2012, I returned to UC Davis. And I was thrilled to see that plans for this wonderful new building were already underway. We are delighted to open the Pitzer Center, where students, faculty, and guest artists will all have the advantages of a state-of-the-art space, one that is sure to enhance teaching, learning, and performing in the music department, in the music program, and also beyond. In fact, there are many different kinds of space in our new center. Besides the classrooms, which will be used by many disciplines, there are the practice studios, which will enable students to master their instruments undistracted by sounds other than those of their own making. There are also the public spaces. By these, I mean not just the beautiful recital hall in which we presently find ourselves, but also the courtyard, which will draw attention to the arts at UC Davis. Likewise, the center's proximity to the central campus, to the library, the theater, dance, and arts facilities will, I'm sure, encourage all kinds of collaborations. I'd like to point out how wide-ranging our music department is and how many people it touches. You have faculty like myself, a musicologist who studies Western classical music. Other musicologists on our faculty have served as presidents of national musicology organizations. Some faculty specialize in ethnomusicology, concentrating on non-Western music. They lead performance groups, such as our gamelan and the Korean percussion ensemble. Other ensembles range from early music to jazz, to Brazilian percussion, to concert band, to the Hindustani ensemble. As you heard coming in, we're particularly strong in percussion. Other faculty teach and study performance, covering a great variety of instruments, as well as voice and conducting. You've just heard proof of their artistry in the Mozart work that we have the pleasure of hearing. Another strong program is the PhD in composition. The work by Professor Bauer that we just heard is only one example of our composition faculty's talents, whose music is performed regularly around the world. Our music program is not just for music students, however, as has been mentioned. Students from nearly all the colleges and departments across the campus perform in our ensembles and sign up for our classes. I personally love teaching the non-music majors. Don't get me wrong, I like teaching the music majors as well. But those specializing in the sciences, for example, who are well-versed in systems and points of reference that are, well, let's be honest, unfamiliar to me, these students unfailingly bring a fresh perspective to the music that I teach and that I know well. The exchanges we have in our department with all UCD students shows the openness of the music program and the ability of UC Davis students to make connections across disciplines. After all, many of today's students will work at jobs that have yet to be invented. When I say that in the classroom, I get these fallen expressions, but then they start thinking about it and they say, oh, that's pretty cool. Studying music affords fresh habits of mind and new perspectives, a glimpse into cultures past and present, a disciplined analytical framework, and the opportunity to think beyond the merely literal. If I were a music major sitting here today, I might well conclude from the proceedings thus far that today's theme is gratitude. Many of us in the department purchased seats for our new concert hall, either with our own names on the plaques or the names of people who will never hear a note in this splendid setting, but whom we would like to remember. They are all part of this hall, just as we are. So too is the music department's building committee, which spent hundreds of hours overseeing the layout, the materials, and most important, the spectacular acoustics. We can also feel gratitude for a bright future for music study here at UC Davis, for the teaching, rehearsing, and performing that will take place within these walls. In short, the Pitzer Center is not only a celebration of gratitude, but a labor of love of music, and of our common project in the arts. Music students, faculty, including emeriti, staff from the music department, might I ask you to stand and accept a little recognition from those around you. So I propose that we hold in our memories this moment as we go forward in gratitude in teaching, learning, and making music. And now Acting Chancellor Ralph Hexter will return to the stage for some additional remarks. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol, and I want to thank all the musicians for their wonderful performances today. I also want to thank the Pitzer family for their wonderful surprise announcement, a generous additional gift to the Annie Pitzer Study Abroad Endowment. It occurs to me that our music heritage would be so much poorer, threadbare indeed, if musicians, composers, performers, and students of music alike did not have opportunities to study abroad over the centuries. Thank you. Having a space worthy of musicians like the amazing students and faculty we've heard today is precisely why the university took on this ambitious project and remained determined to bring it to fruition. As a comprehensive university that sees the great value of a balanced and well-rounded educational experience, UC Davis is committed to continuing to invest in and advance the fine arts on our campus. The completion of this building and the new Jan Schrem and Maria Manetti Schrem Museum of Art, which will celebrate its grand opening with a ribbon cutting on November 13th, are two important steps towards bringing our students, faculty, staff, and our surrounding communities more opportunities to explore, participate in, enjoy, and learn from the arts. We hope that you will visit these venues often and treasure them for many years to come. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, our formal dedication. We dedicate the Annie Pitzer Center to the future of arts and music at UC Davis. We dedicate it to the spirit of creativity and the spirit of beauty. We dedicate it to the brilliance, accomplishment, and devotion to the arts of our music students and their teachers. And we dedicate it to the true community that flourishes when our campus and our region come together to celebrate and enjoy artistic expression. After our final performance today, the entire building will be open for you to explore with refreshments available in various places inside the hall and around the grounds. We also encourage you to return and enjoy our other opening weekend performances, all of which are listed in the program. John, I stole your program. I'll give it back. Now, we have a very special performance by the renowned Anderson and Rowe piano duo called the most dynamic duo of this generation by the San Francisco classical voice. Greg Anderson and Elizabeth Joy Rowe are bringing classical music to new listeners around the world. There seems something especially appropriate to our celebratory mood today in the pieces they've selected to play, Primavera Porteño and Libertango by the great Argentine tango composer Astor Piazzolla, and Mambo by Leonard Bernstein. Thank you all for joining today, and now please welcome the Anderson and Rowe piano duo.
Good afternoon. It is our pleasure and honor to be here in this stunning space and to celebrate the opening weekend of the Pitzer Center.
To help celebrate today, this afternoon, we've got a dance party for you. We're going to perform 3 very wild dances together on a single piano. All 3 of these dances we've arranged ourselves to be performed together by 4 hands on a single piano, and we were very inspired by this idea of 4 feet on a dance floor performing intricate choreography. So we've literally imitated that choreography with our 4 hands in these 3 dances. And we're also trying to capture the spirit of the dances, whether it be a certain physical friction or element of danger. In the end, they're all a lot of fun.
The opening dance is called Primavera Porteña, which means spring season, and this actually makes sense because it's springtime down in Argentina, and it's based on a wonderful tango by Astor Piazzolla. But also, we thought it was a very fitting way to honor this hall because springtime is a symbol of novelty, of something new, new energy, and this piece celebrates the bold energy of springtime. So here we go.
you. Oh my God. So to conclude, we're going to need all of your help. We got to wake everyone up today. We're going to perform the mambo from West Side Story, but at a couple moments in the piece, the dancers traditionally shout mambo. And if just the two of us do it, it sounds really lame. So we need all of you to help out. Top of your lungs, we want San Francisco to hear what all the commotion's about and want to come see the new hall.
That's right. West Side Story by Leonard Bernstein is sort of an ode to New York City, and as you may know, Steinway and Sons is one of the iconic New York brands, and it's so great to play on this grand beast of an instrument. So what we're going to do is Greg is going to demonstrate what you'll hear. We're going to play the tune. The two of us will clap our hands, and then we want all of you to shout mambo. So let's give this a rehearsal, okay? Mambo! I thought I saw mouths moving. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. More energy. Mambo! Okay.
It's sort of the idea, but you all know about like performance mode. So in the middle of performance, you give it your all of your energy. You blow the house, well, we don't want to blow it down quite yet. It is brand new, but let's give it our honest effort here.
All right.
It's going to happen a couple times, so go for it. Have fun.
The talking part, not so. Yeah. When else do you go into to learn music and be able to sing that song? protect the institution.
There's a practice room go back there, and there's food all the way out the back. Oh my goodness, okay. You're welcome. What are you passing out? Oh my goodness.
See all the different.
There he is.
Are you going to this thing outside? Oh, good. Yes, I am. Thank you. I can't because you won't be seen. This is the, it's going to be.
Hello, Phil.
And to have space, the private space where these pictures.
Okay.
I'm not
The costs are going up for private.